Stop trying to fix your life by chasing people, chasing success, chasing attention, and chasing peace outside yourself. That is why you are tired. Your life is not falling apart, your attention is. You are watering every field except your own, giving your energy to old memories, other people's opinions, fear, comparison, and distractions that do not deserve a place inside you. And then you wonder why nothing grows, why peace feels far away, why everything feels heavy. The truth is brutal. Nothing will fall into place around you until you stop being scattered within yourself. Stop chasing the noise for one moment and listen. Your life is not falling apart because the world is too strong. Your life feels scattered because your attention is scattered. You are giving pieces of your mind to people who did not earn them, to fears that have not arrived, to memories that no longer deserve a chair in your house, and to comparisons that quietly poison your spirit. Then you wonder why peace does not stay. Peace cannot stay in a room where you keep inviting war focus on yourself. Not in a selfish way, not in a cold way, not in the way of someone who runs from responsibility and calls it healing. Focus on yourself like a warrior returns to training. Focus on yourself like a gardener returns to the root. Focus on yourself because the only place where real change begins is inside the life you are actually living, inside the breath you are taking now, inside the decision you keep delaying. Most people are waiting for the world to become calm before they become disciplined. They wait for the right mood, the right person, the right opportunity, the right sign, the right season. This is weakness disguised as patience. Life does not become clear before you begin. It becomes clear as you walk. The path appears under the feet of the person who moves with attention. You say you want everything to fall into place, but look honestly at your own habits. Your mind is in 10 places. Your phone controls your morning. Your emotions control your tongue. Your past controls your choices. Other people's opinions control your confidence. Your comfort controls your discipline. And still you ask why life feels heavy. It is heavy because you are carrying what is not yours and neglecting what is. The first discipline is not waking early. The first discipline is telling yourself the truth. You cannot build a peaceful life on self-deception. You cannot heal while pretending you are not wounded. You cannot grow while defending the habits that keep you small. You cannot become focused while feeding every distraction and calling it normal. Ask yourself without lying, what are you feeding every day? Are you feeding your purpose? Or are you feeding your fear? Are you feeding your strength? Or are you feeding your excuses? Are you feeding your peace? Or are you feeding the wound that keeps you attached to people who already showed you their limit? Do not answer quickly. The quick answer is usually the ego protecting itself. Sit with the question until it becomes uncomfortable. Truth does not flatter you. Truth does not say, you are perfect and the world is wrong. Truth says, yes, you were hurt. Yes, life was unfair. Yes, people disappointed you. But now what will you do with your own life? That question separates the asleep from the awake. The asleep person repeats the story until the story becomes identity. The awake person studies the story, takes the lesson, and refuses to live there. Pain is not a home. Pain is a messenger. If you keep building furniture inside your suffering, do not be surprised when freedom feels foreign. A wound can teach you, but if you touch it every morning, it cannot close. Some of you are not thinking, you are reopening. You replay the scene. You imagine what you should have said. You create arguments with people who are not even present. You rehearse betrayal until it becomes fresh again. Then you say, I cannot find peace. Of course not. You are watering the fire Become the guardian of your inner space. The mind is a room. Every day, guests knock on the door. Anger knocks, fear knocks, jealousy knocks, comparison knocks, desire knocks. Not every guest deserves to enter. And even if a guest enters, not every guest deserves to sit on the throne. You are not every thought that crosses your mind. You are not every feeling that rises in your chest. You are the one who can observe. This is power. When anger comes, observe it. Do not become it. When fear comes, observe it. Do not obey it. When loneliness comes, observe it. Do not run into the arms of someone who will only increase your emptiness. When temptation comes, observe it. Do not sell your future for 1 hour of comfort. A disciplined person is not someone who never feels temptation. A disciplined person is someone who has learned not to worship every feeling. Feelings are visitors, values are the home. If you build your life on feelings alone, your life will become unstable. Today you feel strong, so you work. Tomorrow you feel tired, so you quit. Today you feel loved, so you smile. Tomorrow someone ignores you, so your whole world collapses. This is not freedom. This is slavery to weather. Become deeper than your mood. The mountain does not fall because clouds cover it. The ocean does not disappear because waves disturb the surface. The sky does not panic because birds pass through it. Learn from this. Let thoughts pass. Let emotions move. Do not turn every storm into your identity. People want transformation, but they do not want training. They want confidence, but they do not want repetition. They want peace, but they do not want silence. They want strength, but they avoid resistance. They want success, but they refuse the boring work that creates it. They want the fruit, but they neglect the root. You cannot fake roots. The world may be fooled by appearance for a moment, but life is never fooled by what you have not built. Pressure will reveal your foundation. Success will reveal your discipline. Rejection will reveal your self-worth. Silence will reveal your mind. Loneliness will reveal your relationship with yourself. This is why focusing on yourself must be practical. It cannot be a beautiful idea you repeat while living the same careless life. It must appear in how you wake up, what you consume, what you tolerate, what you finish, what you refuse, how you speak when you are angry, and whether you keep promises when nobody is watching. Small choices are not small. They are the bricks of character. A person does not collapse suddenly. They collapse through small betrayals of themselves repeated over time. One excuse, one avoided responsibility, one late night wasted, one promise broken, one return to what damages them, one emotional reaction defended as personality. And a person does not become strong suddenly either. Strength is built through small acts of alignment repeated until they become nature. One morning kept, one honest conversation, 1 hour of work, one boundary respected, one temptation refused, one breath before reaction, one day lived with intention. Do not underestimate one day. One day repeated becomes a life. You are always practicing something. If you delay, you practice delay. If you complain, you practice complaint. If you avoid, you practice avoidance. If you focus, you practice focus. If you return after falling, you practice resilience. The question is not whether you are training. The question is what you are training yourself to become. Some people train themselves to be weak and call it personality. They say, this is just how I am. No. Much of what you call your nature is only what you have practiced long enough to feel natural. Your impatience was practiced. Your overthinking was practiced. Your need for approval was practiced. Your reactions were practiced. So practice calm, practice courage, practice self-respect, practice discipline. Do not worship your habits as destiny. You are not finished, but stop lying to yourself. You cannot become focused while giving your best energy to distractions. You cannot become peaceful while entertaining unnecessary drama. You cannot become powerful while begging to be understood by people who benefit from misunderstanding you. You cannot become free while carrying every opinion like a stone in your chest. There comes a moment when you must choose. Do you want to be liked, or do you want to be real? Do you want comfort, or do you want growth? Do you want attention, or do you want peace? Do you want revenge, or do you want freedom? Do you want to look successful, or do you want to become someone who can stand whether success comes quickly or slowly? These are not the same paths. And you know which one you have been walking. The uncomfortable truth is that many people do not lack opportunity. They lack inner order. When opportunity comes, they are too scattered to hold it. Their mind is noisy. Their habits are weak. Their emotions rule them. Their attention is divided. Their standards are negotiable. So a good thing arrives and they sabotage it, lose it, or become overwhelmed by it. Prepare before the door opens. Do not wait for success to become disciplined. Become disciplined now. Do not wait for love to become mature. Become mature now. Do not wait for peace to become calm. Become calm now. Do not wait for people to respect you before you respect yourself. The world often responds to the standard you carry within. When you treat yourself carelessly, you teach others that carelessness has access to you. When you constantly abandon your own needs, you attract people who are comfortable with your self-abandonment. When you have no boundary, you become a dumping ground for other people's confusion. Then you call it love. Be honest. Sometimes it is not love. Sometimes it is fear of being alone, wearing the clothes of loyalty. How many times did you call it patience when it was fear? How many times did you call it kindness when it was people-pleasing? How many times did you call it forgiveness when you were avoiding the courage to leave? How many times did you call it hope when the evidence was already clear? You cannot focus on yourself while betraying yourself to keep someone else comfortable. Self-focus begins with self-honesty, not cruelty. Honesty. Cruelty says, I am worthless because I made mistakes. Honesty says, I made mistakes and now I must change the pattern. Cruelty destroys the spirit. Honesty wakes it up. You do not need to hate yourself into growth, but you also cannot flatter yourself into transformation. There must be firm compassion, a clear voice inside that says, I understand why you became this way, but we are not staying here. That is maturity. Maturity is not age. Many people grow older while remaining ruled by the same wounds. Maturity is the moment you stop making your pain everyone else's responsibility. It is the moment you stop needing life to be easy before you act with dignity. It is the moment you stop confusing intensity with depth, attention with love, and noise with movement. The focused person becomes quiet, not because there is nothing to say, but because they no longer waste words trying to prove what only time can show. Let your life speak. There is power in silence when silence is full of work. There is power in walking away when walking away protects your peace. There is power in not explaining yourself to those committed to seeing you wrongly. Build inner power, not loud power, not performative power, not power that depends on followers, money, beauty, status, or applause. Build the kind that remains when everything external shifts, because everything external will shift. People change, plans break, bodies age, seasons turn. Those who praised you may forget you. Those who doubted you may admire you later. This is life. If your peace depends on stable conditions, your peace will always be fragile. Build something deeper. A trained mind can stand in changing conditions without losing itself. It may feel pain, but pain does not possess it. It may feel fear, but fear does not lead it. It may feel sadness, but sadness does not become identity. Practice is the bridge between who you are and who you claim you want to become. You say you want focus, then practice returning. The mind wanders, return. The heart remembers old pain, return. The phone calls your attention, return. The world compares, return. Fear whispers that it is too late, return. Return to the breath, return to the task, return to your values, return to the next right step, return again and again until returning becomes your nature. Do not wait to feel ready. Readiness is often built after movement begins. Many people stand at the door of life waiting for confidence before entering. But confidence is not always given before the step. Sometimes confidence is the result of honoring the step. Move with trembling hands. Move with uncertainty. Move with a heavy heart. Move without applause. The one who moves imperfectly travels farther than the one who waits perfectly. You are not asked to conquer the mountain today. You are asked to take the step in front of you with full attention. The ego wants dramatic transformation. The soul accepts daily devotion. You want everything to fall into place. First, stop being out of place within yourself. Your actions say one thing. Your desires say another. Your mouth says growth. Your habits say comfort. Your spirit wants peace. Your choices keep choosing chaos. You say you want to move forward, but you keep turning around to check whether the past is watching. This division is exhausting. Alignment is peace. When what you value, what you say, and what you do begin to match, you stop leaking energy. You no longer need to remember which mask you are wearing. You no longer chase people who are not aligned with your path. You no longer prove worth through noise. You become simple, and simplicity is powerful. A focused life is not always a busy life. Some people are busy because they are avoiding themselves. They fill every hour so silence cannot reveal the distance between who they are and who they pretend to be. Do not fear silence. Silence is not empty. Silence is a mirror. Sit alone and you will see what has been controlling you. At first, you may not like what appears. You may see impatience, jealousy, fear, hunger for approval, anger, sadness, excuses. Good. Now you are finally seeing the material you must work with. You cannot transform what you refuse to see. The warrior does not deny the enemy exists. The healer does not deny the wound exists. The builder does not deny cracks in the foundation. Only the foolish person covers damage with decoration and calls it strength. Look clearly. Where are you undisciplined? Where are you dishonest? Where are you giving access to people who drain you? Where are you pretending to be confused because the decision requires courage? Clarity often arrives the moment you stop negotiating with what you already know. You know which habits weaken you. You know which conversations lower your spirit. You know which environments pull you backward. You know which excuses you repeat. The question is not whether you know. The question is whether you are willing to obey the knowing. Many people ask for signs because they do not like the answer they already received. They ask again, they wait again, they delay again, they collect advice, videos, quotes, and spiritual words. But the real work remains untouched. They become students of transformation without becoming practitioners of transformation. Do not become addicted to inspiration. Inspiration is a spark. Discipline is the firewood. Without discipline, the spark dies again and again, and you spend life searching for another spark instead of building a flame. Focus on yourself means becoming responsible for your flame. Protect it from people who only bring wind. Protect it from habits that pour water on it. Protect it from your own carelessness. Feed it with repetition, patience, and sacrifice. Yes, sacrifice. No one becomes whole without giving up what keeps them fragmented. You may need to sacrifice the identity of being the victim. You may need to sacrifice the comfort of blaming others. You may need to sacrifice late nights that steal your morning. You may need to sacrifice relationships that feed your ego but starve your spirit. You may need to sacrifice instant pleasure for long-term dignity. This is why many people never change. They want a new life, but they want to keep every habit that belongs to the old one. You cannot carry everything into the next season. Some things must be put down. At first, putting them down may feel like loss, because even pain becomes familiar when carried long enough. The mind says, but this is who I am. No, this is what you survived. There is a difference. Do not confuse survival patterns with your true nature. The guarded heart may have protected you once, but now it may be imprisoning you. The angry reaction may have defended you once, but now it may be isolating you. The need to control may have given safety once, but now it may be choking joy. Thank the pattern for how it helped you survive. Then release it. A snake cannot grow without shedding skin. The old skin leaves not because it is hated, but because it has become too small. Some parts of your life are not evil. They are simply too small for the person you are becoming. Let them go. You do not need to announce every transformation. Real growth often happens quietly. The seed grows underground before anyone sees the sprout. Roots deepen in darkness before the tree rises into light. Do not resent hidden seasons. Hidden seasons form strength. The world sees the result and calls it sudden, but nothing deep is sudden. The athlete's victory is not sudden. It is years of unseen repetition. The calm person's peace is not sudden. It is many moments of choosing not to react. The wise person's clarity is not sudden. It is many honest confrontations with illusion. The strong person's confidence is not sudden. It is many promises kept when nobody cared. Do not chase sudden. Build solid. Fast growth often has shallow roots, and shallow roots fear every storm. Your goal is not to impress people quickly. Your goal is to become someone who can hold the life you are asking for. Because what you cannot hold becomes a burden, even if it looks like a blessing. A relationship can become a burden without emotional maturity. Money can become a burden without discipline. Attention can become a burden without identity. Opportunity can become a burden without consistency. This is why focusing on yourself is not delaying your life. It is preparing your capacity. Capacity is everything. If you pour the ocean into a small cup, the cup does not become blessed. It breaks. You keep asking life for more, but have you become larger inside? More peace requires surrender. More success requires discipline. More love requires honesty. More freedom requires responsibility. Life does not only ask, what do you want? Life asks, who must you become to receive it without destroying it? This is the question that changes everything. Not what do I want? Who must I become? Who must I become to stop repeating the same cycle? Who must I become to choose peace over drama? Who must I become to work when motivation is absent? Who must I become to love without losing myself? Who must I become to fail without collapse? Who must I become to walk alone without feeling abandoned? Do not think focusing on yourself makes life immediately easy. At first, it may become harder because now you can no longer hide behind old excuses. Now you see your participation in your suffering. Now you recognize where you gave power away. Now you understand that peace requires choices you avoided. Awareness can feel heavy before it becomes liberating. Stay. Most people turn back at the first discomfort. Do not mistake discomfort for danger. Sometimes discomfort is only the sound of old limit stretching. When the body trains, the muscle burns. When the mind trains, the ego burns. When the heart heals, attachment burn. Do not run from every fire. Some fires destroy, some fires purify. Stand inside the right fire long enough to become honest, steady, and free. Let it burn the noise, not the soul. Keep breathing, keep choosing, keep returning. The path is built by one who refuses to abandon the step.